What's going on? I'm back with another video for my Omi homies. Today I'll be talking about recent news related to Veve and the NFT space and the major catalyst coming up in the next month that could give us the momentum we need. So if you like the content, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into it. So Omi finds itself in familiar territory this week, hovering around that 0.003 mark, flirting with it, trying to get over it, but mostly staying just under it. We are up 4.5% over the last week, but overall, Omi is being Omi and continuing to move sideways in consolidation. I think this sideways action will last a few more weeks until we get our next major catalyst, which should be the move to Immutable. I'll talk more about that a little later. I'll talk about the rate of token burns and what needs to happen in order to get some real upwards price movement. But before I get into that, I do want to talk about some other things related to the crypto space and NFTs. So taking a look at the overall market, the market is taking a breather. There was a bit of a pullback this week, which is a good thing after the run that the market went on. Bitcoin got rejected at $50,000 and is currently sitting at around $47,000 at the time of this recording. ETH has been hovering just over $3,000, fluctuating between $3,100 and $3,300, and Cardano saw a healthy correction. All good things because the bullish momentum continues for crypto. This article was published stating that a Bitcoin futures ETF is likely to be approved in October. This is according to a Bloomberg analyst. I'm not convinced it would happen that soon, but when this happens, it will be huge for the crypto space. And what's good for crypto is good for Omi. An ETF would bring in a lot of big money, a lot of institutional money, a lot of money from people who want exposure to crypto and Bitcoin, but don't know how to get exposure. People who mostly trade in traditional markets. So if it happens, it would be very bullish. Moving on to the NFT space, the craziness of this cycle continues. Visa has jumped into the NFT craze, buying a CryptoPunk for $150,000. The head of crypto at Visa said NFTs will play an important role in the future of retail, social media, and entertainment. NFTs are on a fast track to gaining mainstream adoption, and it's happening faster than I thought it would. Visa said that they bought the CryptoPunk in order to help our clients and partners participate. We need a first-hand understanding of the infrastructure requirements for a global brand to purchase, store, and leverage an NFT. So they are beginning to explore the space because they see the value in the space. And I think it's interesting because these big companies were so hesitant to jump into the crypto space, but now they're jumping into the NFT space, in part because I think they learned their lesson from crypto, and now they want to get involved in NFTs early. Budweiser also got in the game, buying the beer.eth domain name for 30 Ether. If you own Ethereum, you have great exposure to the NFT space. Ethereum is going to continue to do well as long as NFTs are minted on their blockchain. The majority of these NFTs are bought and sold with ETH. So whenever you see headlines about NFTs like this, it is very bullish for NFTs, very bullish for ETH. It's also very bullish for Veve, because even though Veve is currently flying under the radar and all the hype is surrounding things like CryptoPunks and the Penguins and the Bored Apes, in my opinion, Veve has the licenses that are going to be around forever. Spider-Man is not trendy, and it's just a matter of time until some of that hype spills over into Veve. At the current moment, much of that hype is living over on OpenSea, which had record-breaking monthly NFT volume capturing more than $1.5 billion. This is insane. OpenSea's trade volume has increased by 542% over the last month, and all-time statistics indicate that the NFT market has seen $2.4 billion in trade volume. Take a look at the visual representation of this chart. Look at OpenSea's volume in August. That's a lot of volume. CryptoPunks leads the space. OpenSea is currently flooded with these NFTs that are skyrocketing. My Curio cards jumped 1,628% in volume in the last 7 days. There's Bored Ape Kennel Club, a ripoff of Bored Ape Yacht Club. It just goes on and on. There is currently wild speculation over on OpenSea, and I have a feeling that many of these stories will not end well. So be careful if you're over on OpenSea buying and selling NFTs. Most of these will not retain their value. Animonkeys going for 1.5 ETH right now. We got Bored Mummies. Fast Food Punks going at 67 ETH. This Strawberry Head, Strawberry WTF at 1/4 ETH. This Chicken, 1.3 ETH. After seeing this, I think I'm going to mint my own NFTs. My daughter drew this. It's part of the Lucky Kitty series. This is Lucky Kitty number 1. The bidding starts at 1/10 ETH. How much ETH would you all be willing to pay for this Lucky Kitty number 1? Alright, but back to business, and in all seriousness, there's crazy volume going on OpenSea. That type of volume is not happening in the Veve marketplace just yet, and it would be nice if the Veve NFTs could exist outside of the Veve marketplace. But take a look on OpenSea and look at the chains that are supported. What you don't see there is GoChain. And that leads us to the catalyst that has the potential to 10x Omi and really get this project moving. The move to Ethereum and Immutable cannot be understated. Ethereum is the place to be. GoChain is not, as you can see on OpenSea. The move to Ethereum will legitimize Veve NFTs, bring more awareness to them, and really open the door to the next stage of development for Veve and Omi. They're environmentally friendly, they have low gas fees, and they're interoperable, which means they will be able to move the digital asset around different platforms. They'll have the ability to mint millions of NFTs and can integrate into Veve's complex tech stack. So imagine the Veve collectibles, their digital comics, accessible on different platforms. It would bring tons of exposure and accessibility to the project. Now, I'm not certain that's something they are going to do. I don't know that we'll see Veve collectibles in a place like OpenSea, because the premise of it is that they're bought and sold with gems in the Veve marketplace, and that helps burn the Omi tokens. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out, but the switch to Ethereum will help them scale the project and help improve the user experience. And most importantly, it'll help bring utility to the token and accelerate token burns, which is most important if we're ever to get to that magic $1 Omi one day down the line in the future. If you pay attention to the daily Omi burns, you'll see that on big drop days, there are over 100 million Omi burnt, which seems like a lot, but it's really a drop in the bucket. Let's take a look at total Omi burns. Here is the Omi token tracker. So far, there have been a total of almost 11 billion tokens burnt. Again, that seems like a lot of tokens. This is part of the reason why a lot of people get excited about the project, because they burn billions of tokens. But we have to keep in mind that there are hundreds of billions of tokens. And so this number, 10,978,000,000 tokens being burnt, is really just about 3.8% of the total number of tokens in the reserve wallet. So yes, in 1 year, we burnt about 11 billion tokens, but that's less than 4% of what's in the reserve wallet. And when you look at the total supply of 750 billion tokens, you're talking about 1.3% of all the tokens burnt in a year. It's really not a lot. At this current rate, it would take about 15 years to burn through the reserve wallet. which has no impact on the circulating supply. So we need to have a rational perspective on the token burns. I see a lot of exuberance about the token burns and how they're going to get us to $1. And I even made a video talking about how the token burns will get us to $1. The thing is, they will not get us to $1 under the current system. At this burn rate, it would take decades to have that sort of impact. And the only way to get to $1 would be to have a market cap in the hundreds of billions of dollars, which I just don't see happening. Which is why the move to Ethereum and Immutable is so important and will be such a big catalyst for this project. But what's really important about this move is not just the move, it's what they plan on doing after the move. They have said that they plan on burning tokens from the circulating supply. There are many things in the works like the Master Collectors Program and the Veveverse, which will help burn through tokens. And all of those moves can only happen after the switch to Immutable. So in my opinion, this is the biggest catalyst we have coming up. But we have to pay attention to what their plans are and how it will affect the circulating supply. Because it's the circulating supply that will affect the price, not the reserve wallet. Of course, the products in the Veve app are continuing to do well. All the comic drops are selling out and in record time. And as I said in the previous video, there's tremendous potential to capitalize on Marvel's catalog of comics. They can really do weekly drops and generate tens of millions of dollars throughout the year, which would accelerate the token burns in the current system. So that's another positive that's going to help put upwards pressure on the price. So with that being said, I do expect the Omi token to move sideways for the next 3 or 4 weeks until we do have that transition to Immutable. But then that should be the catalyst for our next big move. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please smash that like button. It helps my young channel grow. Subscribe to the channel on your way out. As always, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.